Hello viewers, this is a Lasko box fan model 3733 from 1999 or 2000. It still utilizes the full size, I believe it's a Marco motor. This is the same fan that I have, except this one's my grandfather's. They were purchased at the same store the same day. We actually have 3 of these. My uncle has one also. But the reason why I have this one here today is because it needs a fair bit of help. The original handle broke, so I put this one on there probably 7 or 8 years ago. And it's starting to fray, so I'm going to replace that. Switch is broken, speed 2 doesn't work, and it just needs general cleaning and oiling, so I'm going to do that on it today. First thing I'll do is just remove the guards, front and rear guards, and then I'll take the blade off, and then all those things will be cleaned outside with the garden hose. Looks like that screw is already out for some reason. That's kind of strange. Must be stripped or whatever. It's got a fair bit of dust on there. Yeah, it definitely needs to be cleaned. Now we'll do the rear guard. Yeah, I gotta blow out the motor too. It's full of dust. Okay, that's that. Now these plastic parts I'll take outside and give those a clean. I'll do that in a little while. As far as the switch goes, looks like there was some hackery done on there at some point to try to fix it. Probably by me, I don't know. But I'm just going to replace the switch because sometimes it happens when you have a switch doing what it's doing. You can get a short in the switch, which will make more than one of the windings in the motor live, which can ruin the motor. So since they do use this thing unattended, I'm just going to replace the switch so I know it's going to work reliably. The switch I'm going to use is going to come out of this heater. It's actually I think it's a 5 position switch, yeah, so it'll have 2 off positions, but it'll work. Probably won't fit the original dial, but it doesn't really matter. I don't think they care as long as it works. Okay, here we are outside. First thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to mist everything to get it wet. And I'm going to let that sit for a few minutes. Okay, now that the dust has had some time to get wet and loosen, I'm going to take a flat here and just blow it off. Okay, blade is clean. Do the same thing for the grills. Okay, front guard is clean. Okay, and that's it. Plastic components are all clean. Next I will use compressed air to blow the dust of the motor and the housing. blade in the guard so I can bring him in the house. Okay, everything's clean now. All that's left to do is replace the switch, fix the handle, and put it back together. Alright, we're back inside, trying to figure out the switch thing here. I was going to use this switch out of this old heater, but it turns out to be that switch is a different type, so can't do that. Good news is, though, I just opened up the switch here, and it's pretty repairable, I think. So, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to try to fix this switch. I'm going to rewire the switch, and if that fixes the problem, then we're good to go. Alright, the switch has been rewired. These wires here were like sticking out like that and all over the place, so that obviously is not going to work properly. Now I also cleaned the contacts on this part because these were kind of dirty and in there, so hopefully the switch will be working properly. Now I'm going to put it back together and give it a test. Okay, let's give it a test here. I'm going to plug this in. Nothing blew up yet, so that's always a good sign. High, medium, we're still having a connectivity issue. Low. Okay, medium is still not happy. Let's see what we can do about that. Alright, we're getting all three speeds now. Let's give one more test and I'll mount it back on the housing. High, medium, low. Okay, switch is fully functional. I think, yeah, you can see that there. Zoom in a little bit. Looks pretty good. I have that one tie wrap on there because these aren't really meant to be taken apart, so when you take them apart, they usually don't go back together unless you do that. And then on the back, I just tie wrapped that wire on there to keep it up against there. So now I will make a new handle for it. Okay, new handle is in place. This time, not sure if you'll be able to see this on the video. Maybe. I put a little bit of extra strap right there where it gets the most pressure against the guard, because what happened with the old one, and this is why I replaced it, you can see here, actually you can't see it, no you can, this had frayed quite a bit from being up against the sheet metal there. Actually this is about to break, so hopefully that will hold. I mean, this previous one held for several years, so it's not that bad, but hopefully this one will hold for a little bit longer. Now I will oil the motor. As always, I will use non-detergent Zoom Spout oil. Get this open here, and I'll add a couple of drops to the front. This does not have oil ports, unfortunately, so you have to just do it like this, but the rear shaft is open, so the rear bearing rather is open, so both sides of the motor can be oiled. Okay, now the back. Okay, now I put the blade back on, and before I put the blade back on the shaft, I'm going to add a couple drops of detergent 3-in-1 to the very end, actually more like 1 drop to the very end there, and this just helps next time around to be able to get the blade off. Just kind of put that around the shaft. You don't want to use really more than like half a drop, otherwise it'll get into the bearings and you don't want that. So that's good enough. I'll put the blade back on or not. There you go. And the spin down time is very good. Actually, it's really good. Fantastic. Here's the front guard. I'll put that on first. Now, if you're working alongside the video, take note of these screws. They strip extremely easily. I'm going to use the electric screwdriver just to align them, but you should really hand tighten them so you don't strip them. Now I'll hand tighten them, and just barely snug. They don't have to be tight at all. Okay, now we'll do the rear grill. Alright, now let's give it a test run. Turn that ceiling fan off. I do have it on the kilowatt meter just to make sure all the speeds are drawing the right amount of power. We'll start off on low. .13 amps, which is plenty reasonable. Speed 2. .45 amps, which is also reasonable, and full speed. 2.04 amps, which is what it should be. So the motor's working properly. Sure, it's moving quite a bit of air. And that actually has like a shut down sound. I'll try to record the startup sound here. Hopefully everything doesn't blow away. That is really bizarre. Listen to that. I've never heard that before at one of these. Well, I don't see why that would be a problem. It's just kind of unusual. So now I'll put it back to full and I'll let it show the spin down time. Okay, so that is it. This is working properly. Got a new handle, switches fixed, and motor is oiled, and it's working good. So I'll probably make some videos of the two of these together because I'll get mine out while I have this one here. So anyways, be looking for those videos since I know there's a lot of interest in these fans. Okay, that is all. Thank you for watching. Comment, subscribe, and out.